I know I've been gone a while. Hello everybody and welcome. I'm your host, Kapitän Awesomeness, and it's been a long while, relatively speaking, since I did a video for you all to watch. Long story short, a lot of things have been happening in my life, and I'm going to spend the first couple of minutes just kind of giving you a quick brief update. So the thing is, it's a rather difficult thing to talk about, but over the last several weeks I hadn't been doing well health-wise, and as a result I had to take a break from everything to try to focus on bringing back my health to somewhat of a level where I am able to operate full well. It's not COVID or not life-threatening, but everybody has issues, and I had a set of my own. And with that, I'm just glad that I can say that I am recovering. It's just that it's still an uphill struggle for me to get back to 100%, and I will just leave it at that. So as I was sick and trying to recover from whatever it was, I actually did something really awesome for myself, and I'm going to talk about it. But before I do, guys, please do me a favor. Please hit thumbs up, as I just kind of did it a little prematurely. Please subscribe, and please hit that notification bell icon so that you're made aware of whenever I upload my next video. Alright, so I'm going to switch to another camera and kind of go over exactly what it is that I've been up to. Okay, now that I've switched to my GoPro, let me talk to you guys real quick about what I've been up to. Now, some of you kind of know that I've been on and off about electric go-karts, and that's just because of the way those things work. It's nothing that I would say that I have a huge disdain for or don't like or none of that. It's not cutting it for me. So that is the reason why I went into basically sim racing, and I was doing a lot of go-karting, as some of you saw me use Kartcraft and all that. But the thing is that the setup that I had was rudimentary. Not talking about the steering wheel now. I'm talking about, you know, just using a good old computer desk. Well, technically it wasn't a computer desk, but it was basically a table, and I had bolted on the steering wheel to it, and it didn't work for me. So, you know, the problem it was creating for me was the fact that my back would start hurting. It was just not all that good at all. And I had a long and hard conversation with my wife about how serious I want to take this, and it just so also happens to be the case that my friend Hamza Pasha in Pakistan got all of my buddies from the 2F2F karting club in Lahore to sign up, so to say, and participate in online races every night Pakistani time, which would be kind of like late afternoon US time. And with that, it just became even more serious for me, because now I was going to race in a virtual setting with friends who were 10,000 miles away from me. So it all worked out well, I think, in the sense of what the plan was going to be and how we're going to continue to maintain it. And with that, I will also say that I realized real quick that as I was working on doing all these sessions with my friends, I realized how more realistic sim racing is in comparison to 2005, the last time I ever even touched a game, and I think that was Gran Turismo. I don't even remember what version 3. So, you know, things were very different back then, and I kind of went away from it since I was into real racing as it was. But since that's out of the picture, here we are. Anyhow, let's move into what I want to show you guys. Ta-da! So here we are, a more serious sim setup than I think any one of you would have probably even imagined me having. So what do we have in front of us? We have a 37-inch, really old actually, a 15-year-old TV, a Sharp Aquos 37-inch HD TV. It works just fine since it gives me 1080p and gives kind of okay frame rates. I'm not so bad or so mad about that. But this, my friends, is a real thing right here. This is the next level racing FGT track sim rig, and basically what this is, I'll show you, is a really good large bucket seat that fits me pretty well. It does come with functional seat belts, and I'll talk about that at a later time. And then on top of that, if you look, this rig allows for you to put your pedals on just the right way, get the steering wheel mounted on just the way it needs to be, and it's separate from this thing, which is also from Next Level Racing, that happens to be the TV stand. And then over here to the right of the whole setup are the brains behind it. Oh, let me get my little Diet Pepsi out of the way. Anyway, so this is a 2-year-old tower that I'm using for all of the PC sim racing setups that I do. So Cardcraft and Assetto Corsa. And then over here is a brand spanking new PlayStation 4. I bought this less than 2 weeks ago now, before unfortunate circumstances hit me. And let me get that out of the way. So this game, by the way, if you can see it, it's Gran Turismo Sport. Anyway, so I got this because, well, as some of you probably know, finding a PlayStation 4 is pretty easy. I mean, you can get it used and brand new from Sony. I didn't know that until I was actually starting to look for one. PlayStation 5s though, whole different matter. So yeah, didn't really like the idea behind it, but I just did not want to pay or overpay for that matter for a PlayStation 5. I'd rather wait it out or maybe even skip it. I bought this PlayStation 4 now just because of the fact that there was no reason for me prior to right now, this moment, to get one, simply because I thought sim racing on gaming consoles just sucked until I got into Gran Turismo Sport as a result of Hamza Pasha and all the other friends who actually do stuff on it. I also have some other games like Formula 1 2021, which I kind of did try, and I'm trying to like it, but Formula 1 is a whole different ball game. We'll leave it at that. But this setup, which I'm going to take you right back to again, here's the beauty of it. This seat can move back and forth. I can use my shifter if I want to do any kind of manual shifting kind of stuff, where I would say that I actually raced a Honda Beat on Gran Turismo Sport, which is actually playing right now. And overall, this setup is really amazing. It is, I gotta tell you, probably one of the most comfortable things I have ever raced on. I mean, I'd like to continue showing you guys this, but I kind of need to put my face back so I can be a bit more personal and tell you what's up with this. That other stuff that I was using, a rudimentary setup, the biggest thing about it was that it was killing my back, like absolutely killing me. And I finally figured, you know what? I need to get into a proper sim setup where I am actually seated as if I was in a car, or a cart for that matter, since I can modify this thing, like slide it back and forth, change the angle of how the seating works, all that. And that would prove to be a more comfortable situation. In the rudimentary setup, for example, I wouldn't be even sitting for 30 minutes and my back would just start hurting like no tomorrow. So I no longer wanted to deal with that, and the only way to do that was to go with this next level racing sim rig. And I gotta tell you, there are so many options. There's the budget options and all that stuff, and I looked at all of it up, and you can start from, like, you know, a $250 setup, and the one I got actually turned out to be a $900 setup, almost $1,000 after taxes, and it turned out to be a good expenditure. I have raced for 5 or 6 hour sessions over the last 3 or 4 days that I've had it at this point, and I've not felt one little iota of pain in my back. So it goes a long way in being able to help me kind of focus on racing instead of the pain that starts to generate. I have some, I don't know what the word is, but predispositioned issues, or I don't even know, pre-existing, there you go. My English is getting bad too as I'm getting, anyway. So pre-existing issues with my back, and this setup actually helped me out with that. I also know that I'm concentrating a lot more, driving a lot better. On Cardcraft, I've only done 1 or 2 sessions because this was, again, designed for a car setup, and I'll work on that as well, and I'll see what I can do in terms of lap times there with Cardcraft if I can get better at it. But really, it turned out to be a good deal for me. No videos for you guys today. I gotta kind of also figure out how I can record myself on PlayStation 4, you know, where you get to see me playing, but then you also get to see me driving. With that PC setup and the PlayStation 4 right next to it, and the Logitech camera that I've got, I just don't know how I'm gonna make it all work. Video editing is not my forte, which is where I'd like to say, you know what, guys, if you can help me out with that, that'd be great. Anyway, this is what I wanted to do, share with you guys real quick what's going on. If you want to check out the sim setup, there are a lot of videos on YouTube about it. I gotta tell you, if you get something like mine, or the one that I got, it is going to be labor intensive and time intensive. It's not difficult at all. I did it all by myself, but I gotta tell you, the packaging that it comes in is not very good in explaining stuff, but I guess with my mechanical background, I was able to figure it all out and get it all working. It's a pretty rigid setup. I gotta tell you, it's a pretty heavy box that it showed up in when I actually purchased it from
Micro Center. I think it's not really that big outside of the North American area, but that's where I got this from. But yeah, I'm pretty happy. I can tell you that everything just kind of feels a little bit crisper with the steering wheel and stuff. It's there's no flex that I felt in it at all. And overall, I really like the way it works. I was really contemplating going with Fanatec's steering wheel and pedal setup and all, but right now I think this will do, since I have also been listening to other YouTube videos talking about there's not much of a difference. It's marginal at best when it comes to overall lap time. So we'll see about that. I mean, there's opinions about it, right? But that is where I'm at with this, and in the future you will begin to see more videos coming up. It's just that unfortunately I was not doing too well, like I said, about my health and all that, so I'm focused on that and trying to spend as little time in a stress-free environment as possible. So I will get better. I am getting better, and I look forward to continuing to make more content for you guys. Again, please, guys, don't feel sorry for me at all. It's not like that. It's just that I just need to take care of myself. I sometimes don't, and it does not help when I have a lot of other responsibilities to take care of that, kind of cannot be taken care of because I am not doing well. So I will get better, as I mentioned, and just keep me in your thoughts, and let me know if there is anything in particular that you guys would like to see me do with the sessions that I'll be doing online. And if you want to join me on PlayStation, I will give you my username as soon as I can change it, actually, because the one I have is kind of sucky, but we'll work on that. Anyway, that's all I've got, guys. Lots of talking I've done today, and I'm kind of needing to just take a little bit of a break. So next video will be coming out in a day or two at the earliest, so definitely watch out for that. And yeah, I hope you guys are all doing well. Stay safe, and I will see you at the next Apex, guys. Bye-bye.
Always fight, never quit.